Hey guys, it's another church house video.
We know, it's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, no. Hey, those aren't attached.
Yeah, I know.
So,
today we're going to be talking about 18th century feng shui and open design concepts.
So, once again, I know this is not the garage and we're not doing anything fun with vehicles. I apologize, but this is what it is right now. That being said, this is really neat because we have continued to try and date this place, find information about it. I know a little bit more, we can kind of set the area where it was built down a little bit more. We'll talk about all that, and we're going to look around at what's in here right now and show you how far we've come and where we're headed. So, just let's take a look around.
Yeah.
So Kagan's going to kind of be my Vanna White a little bit today. Go ahead, show him the hand motion.
No,
not that one, the other one.
I'm thinking of like 3 and none of them were appropriate.
Okay, anyways, so right now we're walking on floor joists because that's all that's left. The cool thing is check out, it's kind of rotty back in here, but check out this beam. Like, there's a splice there. It's a little rotty right there against the ground. But then as we come out of the ground, a little moisture where it set on that stone right there. Look at that though. I mean, that is that's a nice piece. There's another splice right there. And then this one right here is even nicer still yet. All the way to the end out here. And so this is the bell tower. And so we can look up here, and yeah, I'm very glad that we did not try and get up into that, because if you guys watched the last episode, we used a crane to get up to the bell and a big man basket because I didn't want to try and climb up through that little cubby hole and all that rotten wood.
Well, I mean, if you look at either one of us, neither one of us is built for climbing.
No, man, the cubby hole. So,
that's fair.
These right here are actually 2 inches wide. I'm going to imagine that they're actually 10 inches tall too, or 12 inches, whichever one they're supposed to be.
Oh,
like, oh, you got a tape. He's got a tape measure. How tall are they? Well, let me come around here.
Just shy of 10.
Just shy of 10. So it dried a little bit after they sold it.
That one's 9.5.
Well, these ones have been gnawed on the bottom side. Look, an old Milwaukee light can. So anyways, we have removed all the hardwood flooring out of here. That is an old heating unit that I don't know what it was for sure, if it was electric heat or...
No.
I have no idea what that is.
No, you know what it is.
Is that a boiler? That ain't a boiler. They couldn't, how would they get wood down to it?
No. That used to set where you're at. Guarantee it.
Think that was, well, maybe. How would they got it down in there without removing the floorboards? That's the question.
Stones right there, look.
Maybe they could have shoved it in that hole and then all the dirt came in behind it. That's possible. That's possible. I mean, Lord knows how long it's been down there. We got a fireplace that needs to be taken down. So not a fireplace, but chimney needs to be taken down still. So we're gonna work on that. Let's walk around the outside of it. They tried to retrofit this place. They had ductwork they'd ran. This place never had a crawl space, as you can tell here. So that was the best they could do, and it even rotted into the dirt there. So no doubt, I have no idea when that was put in, but it's been a while. Sorry about the camera angles. I'm trying to watch where I'm stepping and not looking at the camera. So, let me come back out here. There we go. Got all this siding off up through there. I got to knock the plaster out. We're going and trying to get it back to just the skeleton frame. We're going to try and take those, there's diagonal boards right there and there. We're going to take those out so we can pull the place over. I wish the wind.
Are you talking about the ones that run diagonal?
Yeah, the ones that run diagonal.
Okay.
I really wish the wind would calm down here in a little bit because not a good day to be knocking stuff out. Come out here and get a good view of it. Right there. You can see where it used to have the stained glass and the archways, and you can look through the other side there. They put double hungs in, framed all that in. And then this over here is where they put doorways in, where they added on to the building, and they put doorways in 2 of the windows, and then put like a little, there was a window there but it went over to another room, I don't know, and then the doorway there. So that wall, the integrity of that wall is it's not good. It's not good. So you can see the foundation, which you've seen in the previous videos. The steeple is now sitting on the ground over here because I cut it off with the chainsaw in the last video. Yeah. We got our little burn pit here. We're going to try and fire it up today if the wind dies down a little bit because we got a bunch of siding and stuff we're going to remove off and burn. The vinyl siding we're putting in the dumpster. The wood siding, we're burning it because, well, I mean, why put it all in the dumpster? We pulled the door. I forgot to mention that while I was in there. We pulled the big door out and it's leaned up against the house over there. If you see the white thing right through there, that's the archway and the door. So, and then we got to pull vinyl siding off the face of this and the wood siding off, and the bell's gone. And that's in the last video. We actually got an up close shot of the bell. So if you want to see what kind of bell we pulled out of there, go back to that video.
I'm assuming we're going to be pulling the front door with the glass.
I don't know. I don't really care about that glass.
Okay.
It's weathered. It's in bad shape. It's not nearly as good a shape as the other one. So just, it's been outside. We'll just topple the whole thing over. Those doors are junk. I might pull the door locks and stuff out of them, but the doors are, the ones pried up where animals have tried to get in there. So it just all kind of is what it is. So I guess we'll talk about how old the place is. So original lore is it was like something to do with my, and I didn't get all the story straight, so it's my fault. But it's something to do with my father-in-law's dad, and he purchased the farm, and the property got mixed up somehow, and it came back into the farm when my father-in-law owned it. But actually, going back further, I guess this land and the farm originally belonged to my mother-in-law's great-grandfather, which actually, there's a road that Kagan used to live out on, connects right to a road that's named after him. So, how cool is that, right? So anyways, at that point in time, an acre of the farm was deeded to the church for them to build a church and have church here. And we think that happened somewhere
1850s was what the deed said, but as far as
something like that, yeah. Okay. So we think all that happened, you know, early mid 1800s, and we think the church was built 1850, right around there somewhere. The casting on the bell kind of supports that. The type of lumber we're finding kind of supports that. Wallpaper that's on the plaster, and this is a lath and plaster building, so the wallpaper on the plaster, the patterns kind of supports that, dating back to the late 1800s, mid to late 1800s. All square nails, all rough cut lumber. Even the flooring had, you could see the cuts on the bottom of it where the round blade on a sawmill had sawn the flooring. So I mean, I think the last time that flooring was moved to floor this place, it was moved by horse and buggy. And now we've got it in a covered trailer getting pulled behind a 20-year-old truck.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was horse and buggy.
So, I mean, and the foundation alone tells you that that was not really built in the 19th century. you know, the foundations, they didn't build stuff like that anymore. So the old road, that road right there is not the old road. The old road actually is a valley that came up through over there on the other side of them logs right over in there. That's the old road bed, and it goes down, and there's another road bed that actually goes through the woods back in behind our property and over to, there's a cemetery on the back side of the farm over there, and that is where that road leads to, so that they would get on that road to go to the cemetery from this church. So I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff we're learning as we're doing this, and I hate to be tearing the place down, but we are trying to save as much lumber as possible and reclaim it, because obviously it's cool stuff. The biggest problem is the whole back corner back here is like full of mold, and it was always the intention to remove this church when I got the property. It just took me forever to get to it, and I'm done procrastinating. So sorry that we're doing this right now instead of garage stuff, because I really want to get to work on the International. I'm trying to get this while the weather's still good before it gets cold, and then I could spend some time in a warm shop working on the truck. But if you guys think this is cool, give me a thumbs up down there, like button, and if you want to see more stuff to come with this and other stuff on the property, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be dropping this place at some point in time, and I'm going to try and get that on film.
And again, we kind of said it on the ending of the Bell video. If you have any information, if you know, like someone way back in the family, you know, worked for the casting company for the Bell, or if you know someone that was in this area that possibly could have went here, you know, participated in the building, reach out.
I do got a cool story. Here. Okay, so one thing cool that we found is that there was a bench, and the bench, it was just a prayer bench somebody had along the front of it there. Animals had gnawed on a little bit, whatever, and I thought, okay. And I brought it outside here, and we was gonna like bust it up and burn it, because, you know, we talked about maybe trying to save it. It was one of those, when I flipped it over on its top, there was a name on the bottom side of it. It said built by, I'm not gonna mention the name, and it was dated 1967. I done some Facebook stalking, because the name it should be local here, right? I actually ended up getting a hold of the guy who built its granddaughter, and she was able to get a hold of some other family members, and they came and got it. And I actually met the guy who built that bench's son, who's still alive, which would have been her dad. And so it's one of those things, you think about it, 1967, if he was, you know, a middle-aged man in 1967, his son went to this church some. I mean, it just, to me, that was cool. And I was, you know, not like I like to stalk people on Facebook, but I thought it was really cool to message them and say, hey, I have this, it's got your granddad or your dad's name on it, do you want it? And they said absolutely. So they came and picked it up the other day while we was taking the Bell out. So I thought that was cool. They got to take a piece of, you know, something that their family member had built, and if they don't do anything but cut out that piece of wood with his signature on it and frame it, that's cool. So that was my cool story I thought was neat about this. It really kind of tickled me, and I was glad that they immediately wanted it, immediately wanted to come get it. So aside from that, once again, like and subscribe. We're gonna get off here. We got more work to do, as you can see, because if I don't get to work, we don't get back in the garage working on the truck, which is what I want to be doing. Guys, I appreciate you putting up with the church building. We'll see you on the next one.